Yo, what is going on everybody? Shri Kanase here. So how to customize packaging for your Shopify store. Now this is literally one of the biggest things which a lot of people actually get scared of, and I'm not sure what the reason is, but the reality is doing custom packaging is actually not as hard as a lot of people make it seem. Normally people think that you would have to go through a big process and pay a lot of money to have this done, but the reality is, and you're gonna find out by the end of this video, how to do it, but the reality is it's much easier than you think. In fact, I would say it's just as easy as just choosing one specific design, having somebody create it for you, and then you're done and good to go. And best part of all, it really doesn't cost as much as you think. But nonetheless, this is not something a lot of people know how to do, and as a result, they don't do it. Now, the big reason why I'm even making a video like this, why I'm recommending something like this, is because this is one of the easiest ways to stand out of the crowd with Shopify. And I'm sure you guys want to stand out of the crowd because that leads to a lot more money, a lot more profit in the long run. So it's really important that you watch this video until the end. But without wasting any more time, let's find out exactly how to do custom packaging for your Shopify store. Now, a key note about this video, I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how and where to do custom packaging, but also an example store, which is actually a dropshipping store turned into a brand, and how they have their logos designed and their packaging design and everything like that. But why should we even focus on custom packaging? What is the big reason as to why this is so important and why this boosts your profits in the long run? Well, let's go ahead and start talking about the normal packaging first, because without knowing the normal packaging and how it looks, you won't really know what kind of big difference is made when you invest in custom packaging. Let's go ahead and go on over to an image I have opened up here of a normal package that came from China. As you can see, this is literally all there is to the package, just a yellow bubble wrap, a very bland, boring shipping label on top of it, and there's literally all that is to it. No kind of fancy designs, no kind of logos, no kind of custom notes, nothing. And this is what 99% of dropshippers are doing with their packaging, and this is what their customers are getting. Do you really think that if a customer receives this, they would be really that inclined to buy from you again? And the answer is no, because after looking at this packaging, there are a few things that come to mind. The first thing is it is absolutely horrible quality. There's no type of customer satisfaction in this. There's nothing in it basically that's going to make the customer say wow. And unfortunately for a lot of dropshippers or just Shopify store owners in general, this first transaction is the last transaction. And one of the reasons as to why this is the last transaction is because of this packaging and how boring it is. Now, normally what I would recommend is that you invest in packaging after you start scaling a product and when you have a winning product. But with the amount of suppliers out there who are more than willing to do this for a really cheap price, I think you should start doing it right from the beginning. But I'll be going over more into that very soon. But basically understand that with this packaging, there's no kind of differentiation for your store compared to some other Joe Schmo running a dropshipping store. And the name of the game with Shopify dropshipping in 2020 is differentiation, because without differentiation, it is really going to be hard to get consistent results with your Shopify store. But along with looking different, there's one more thing that is an issue with these packages, and that is some suppliers really have no understanding of English. And even though in one of my videos I mentioned that you should put a custom note when ordering that says, please do not include any promotions or notes because I'm dropshipping this product, a lot of suppliers, believe it or not, don't even know how to read that. And I've seen photos on Facebook groups where the supplier actually put that entire sentence as a custom note on the shipping label. That is really a horrible way to do business, because number one, your customer just found out that you're basically acting like a middleman and making money off of them. But number two, it just adds overall to the unprofessionalism in general. So clearly that's a very bad idea. But all of these things really make it so important to just take that step and invest in branding. And again, it's not as difficult or expensive as you think. But in addition to that, you want to understand that just having a custom package is a huge step towards branding. A lot of people nowadays preach that you should focus on building a brand is the way to go, etc. But they don't really specify as to how it should be done. Well, let me tell you that the first step towards branding is actually just investing in the custom packaging. And the truth about this is you can start off small. You don't have to buy thousands and thousands of different package designs and invest thousands. You can do this with a few dollars, even less than $100. But the main reason as to why we're even doing all of this is first the customer themselves. And what I've personally noticed after after having done this for over 2 years now is that having a custom packaged product arrive in their doorstep really makes a big difference in their psychology and how they think about you and your store. It's like a whole new level of professionalism to them because they had already stopped believing in you after they had to wait 7 to 20 days just to have their product delivered. So in that time period, they had started to lose faith in your store. But when they see this amazing package, which is really amazingly decorated and it has a custom note saying thank you for the purchase, that really gets their psychology started from step one, and they forget about the wait that they had to go through. I'm saying this because I've noticed this happen in my niche store consistently, because my niche store, all of the products get shipped with a custom package, and I've seen it happen right in front of my eyes where a customer emails me with a lot of emotions and they're very angry about the wait, and they start saying some bad words in the emails, and after the product arrives, I've seen a lot of them actually apologize for being so mad and talk about the packaging and how beautiful the product is. And all of this leads to kind of several things. And these things are that they increase trust in your customer for your store. They increase the overall customer retention, meaning whether the customer comes back to purchase from you again or not. And it doesn't matter whether you run a general store or a niche store. Customer retention is really important, especially in 2020 and onwards. But in addition to that, it significantly lowers the chances of returns. I know this is one thing a lot of people don't like dealing with. Well, if you invest in custom packaging, I can definitely let you know that the amount of people wanting to return it and lose that custom packaging and that whole experience, there's a very small number. Overall, people will be more than happy to just keep the product or accept partial refunds compared to just having to return the entire product. But all of this actually starts one thing, and it starts the organic traffic for your store. Now, what do I mean by this exactly? Well, with my main niche store, as I mentioned, I do custom packaging, and what I've noticed is people actually start not only posting photos of my products on their social media accounts, but also of the packaging with it. And one thing I have on my packaging is my website's URL right on the front. So when that photo goes on to their social media, all of their friends, family, and everybody else that follows them sees directly the URL of the website, and they're more likely to just directly visit my website and more likely to purchase. Why? It's because one of their friends or one of their family members has already purchased the product and they've posted it on social media talking about how good the experience was. As you can see, it really starts making other people want to buy from your store. And again, as I mentioned, it doesn't matter whether you're running a general store, because you have a lot of products on your store which someone that comes from social media may want to buy as well. So overall, it really increases your organic traffic and it increases the amount of sales that you get in general. So it's gonna lead to a higher amount of profit for you in the long run. And the beauty about all of this is it's extremely cheap. I'm gonna be showing you guys exactly how much it costs very soon. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and show you guys an example of a good package which another store actually has for their store. So this is the package here. As you guys can see, it is kind of just a rectangular box, nothing too fancy. All they have is the logo of their website along with a cool design, and this design is most likely related to their website in some way. But right by looking at the package, I'm clearly able to kind of get an idea of what the store is, what it sells, what the overall theme is, etc. And this is the main point of the custom packaging. Compare this packaging to this one. Which one would you personally be more inclined to actually admire and post images of on your social media accounts? Because for me personally, I would never post something like this on my own social media. It would be this one definitely. But there's this feeling of authority, of trust that are just getting emitted from this custom package compared to this one. I would most likely not buy again from a store that has packaging like this, but I would definitely consider buying from a store again with packaging like this, especially if it has like a custom note or something to it. So this is exactly how the custom packaging should be. But I want to go ahead and show you guys exactly where I do my own custom packaging. I want to show you guys exactly what kind of options you have for your own custom packaging. So I'm going to go ahead and take you guys to one of the suppliers which I currently use to fulfill my orders, and that is CJDropshipping.com. This is just like AliExpress, but what these people do is they source your products for you and give you really good rates along with faster shipping options to ship out your products. But of course, since this is like a custom supplier, you will have to be getting a certain amount of orders every day. But for those of you that don't really have winning products, don't worry, I have another alternative option for you, and I'll go over that very shortly. But I want to show you guys the exact pricing and the custom packaging options which you have. So if we start right from the top, you can see a large variety of different custom packages which you can use. And this is not just applicable to those people that use CJ Dropshipping. Your own AliExpress suppliers have access to custom packages like these ones, and I'll go over shortly as to how you can get them to do this for you. But if we look at the pricing, we can see that it is really not that expensive in general. $2 for this LED lighted ring box, which is absolutely amazing. And if you go back over here, let's go ahead and continue scrolling through. So $1 for a package box. For a bracelet, a custom white box is for 50 cents. So as you can see, a large variety of different options from very cheap to very fancy and even high-end packaging. As you can see, this high-end jewelry box is only $1 per box. And if you continue scrolling through, we can see that they have boxes for watches and they have bags as well, maybe if you sell clothing accessories, and they have a large variety of different options. As you can see on the second page, they have a big box for shoe covers, they have this small zipper bag, and these are again very cheap. Even this big shoe box is only $1 or so extra. So as you can see, it's really not that expensive, especially if you're working with good profit margin. If you follow my other videos, and even if you use Facebook ads or Google ads, it doesn't matter. You know, I always recommend a minimum profit margin of $20. So let's say you have a winning product, you get the product for $5 on AliExpress, you sell it for $25, that leaves you with $20 of profit margin. If your price were to increase from $5 to $6 because you decided to use a custom packaged box, your profit margin would still be $19. With only $1 lost in your own profits, you're getting a large boost in your customer satisfaction rate, the amount of retention overall, and possibly even the amount of sales in total because of organic traffic and everything. So just for a single dollar, you're getting so much back in return. And that's the beauty about custom packaging from China, specifically if you're using dropshipping suppliers. But again, this is not limited to CJ Dropshipping. If we go ahead and continue on to figure out exactly how to get custom packaging, you have several options. One of the options I had already showed you guys, which is using CJ Dropshipping, especially if you already have a winning product. But another one is negotiating rates directly with your AliExpress supplier. Again, as I had mentioned earlier, a lot of AliExpress suppliers already have access to all of these specific packages which are available with CJ Dropshipping as well. And in addition, they're more than happy to negotiate the rates with you depending on your orders as well. Of course, if you're only getting one order or two orders a day, it may be kind of more difficult to negotiate good rates with your AliExpress supplier. But from my own experience, I know that they're more than willing to do this for you, especially with a product that is already showing signs of getting sold. And I want to take you guys over now to one of a dropshipping store which actually does this really well, and that is alphaaccessories.co. This is actually a dropshipping store turned into a brand. They specialize in selling all these kinds of bracelets with a lot of meaning behind them. But if we go ahead and look at one of their specific packages, we can see that they're basically selling a bundle of bracelets, and that is exactly what this is, the Alpha Accessories Monthly Club. And if you read the description, this is actually a very smart thing to do, by the way, but they say each month they send 3 hand-picked accessories, $70 to $90 of value for just $19.95 plus free fast shipping. And the package that these 3 accessories get sent with is this one right here. So as you can see, a very simple package. If we go back on CJ Dropshipping and try to find out something like this, if it is even available on CJ, we can see that it is actually very cheap even on CJ. So let's go ahead and try to find that one. It doesn't look like CJ has that specific one available here, but the closest one that does resemble that would be this one right here, which is the zipper bag, or maybe the custom logo jewelry box. But in this case, it was just a pouch. But nonetheless, even these, they're very cheap, just $1 extra. And Alpha Accessories is charging $20 for this, for products which they probably get on AliExpress for about $3, $4, $5. So good amount of profits. Plus, a customer would be really happy to subscribe to something like this because of the overall experience they get with the product. Not only do they get to enjoy the product, but they get to enjoy this beautiful packaging. And that is one of the reasons why this has turned into a successful brand. It does good numbers every single month. Overall, it's very simple to get custom packaging done. And again, if you don't plan on using CJ Dropshipping, directly negotiate rates with your supplier, have them ship out your products with custom packaging, because as I mentioned, not only will this increase your customer overall satisfaction and get more and more sales via organic traffic, but it's going to help you build a long sustainable business that you want to get profits from for months and months and years to come. But if you found any type of value in this video, smash that like button really quick and smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.